your host, Marsha Florence, with Just Ask Podcast Live. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in. You know, I get excited when I see you guys because why? I always have enough resources to share with you about what's happening in our state of Michigan and beyond. But I want to first start off with telling you I thank so many of you for attending our Just Ask Health and Fun Fair event that was in October 6th of 2022, and we're working on our third one now. But I have to, you know what? Let me just tell you how exciting things were. It was my birthday, October 6th, and earlier in the year when I was planning the event, the date came up, and I just felt like, wow, that should be nice to have something on your birthday. And so, well, I just decided to do that on my birthday because I wanted to have a party with a purpose. And the party with the purpose was to have a lot of wonderful people come together and share their resources of what they do and how to connect with them. So that was the real reason, you know, my part birthday, part let's learn something new. And I learned so much. And I have to thank quite a few people here. And honestly, I wouldn't have been able to pull this off by myself. So my co-sponsor, Bridging Communities, was there. I mean, the support from Bridging Communities was just overwhelming because this was our second time together in this venture, and it was just wonderful. So we have the ending executive director, Phyllis Edwards, and the incoming executive director, Darshell Strickling Love. And these two ladies just came to my rescue, so to speak, to make sure that we have a phenomenal event. And my hat's off to them, and I thank them from the bottom of my heart. I truly do. And so I'm looking towards the third annual Just Ask Health and Fun Fair coming in October of 2023. So we're going to make this an annual event, okay? And the reason I want to make this an annual event, I want people to be aware of as many resources out there as possible. So if you have an idea, if you have an organization that you think that Just Ask needs to get in contact with and interview, give us a call at the number below, 1-800-323-5336, and tell us who it is. Now, we don't know everybody. You know, I haven't met everybody on the surface, but there are some organizations that somebody said, well, what about this particular disease, such as like Graves' disease, Tourette's, you know, any type of musculoskeletal. So it's a lot of conditions that you don't know about, and somebody has it. Lou Gehrig's, you know, it's so many, and those who have these conditions are suffering enough, but don't know where some of the resources are to get support. And when I say support, there's medication waiver, there's transportation, there's family support, there's home care support, you know, so there's a lot of things that when you're going through a health crisis, you're not alone, you just don't know where to go. So just ask, okay? And I say that because it's true. And to tell you the truth, when I was coming up, and I'm a hearing impaired person, and my mom was struggling trying to figure out what to do for her kid, you know, it took to the age of 22 years of age of me to get my first set of hearing aids. Not that my mom, well, I can't say what she could afford and couldn't afford to do. She's a single parent. But her efforts were to make sure that her children, her daughters, you know, it was all girls, we grew up in a safe and healthy and productive environment. When you discover you have a child with a disability, be it from birth or whenever it happens, you go into a different frame of mind because you got to do double duty and making sure that this child comes up along with the other children successfully or healthy or whatever, you know, you have to do. So I can recall how hard my mother worked in teaching me reading and writing and you know, how to pronounce words and stuff. And I just thought she was just mean mother, like, why can't I be outside with everybody else? Why I got to come in? But her methods were to have me close to her and learn things. And when she saw that I was picking them up and I could do them, then, you know, she moved on to something else. And even though in my mind, I thought she was just being mean mom, she wasn't being mean mom. She was being productive mom. So for every parent, male, female, both together, whatever, you're working hard for your children's future It's a wonderful thing, and I just want you to know you're not alone. So definitely you can reach out to us here at Just Ask Talk Show and find out what we know, and if we don't know, who we can call and find out. I had a call from a lady the other day. She needs some resources about lead poisoning, in her home. She knows her children have been exposed. So, of course, we reached out to the state of Michigan, Health and Human Service Program, and found out who it is that we can connect her with to make sure she gets the resources. So most definitely, if you're not sure about something, just drop us a line, 1-800-323-5336. And keep in mind, like I always said too, if a condition is here, if your health challenges are here in Michigan and you're moving somewhere else and you're not sure, before you move, relocate or whatever, always do your research and find the same agency in another state, even if it's just by a different name. If you're moving to New York, Chicago, LA, or whatever from Michigan, before you move there, you can actually look up the same organization and see if it's across the board. If it's not, what is the difference in the name so that you can connect with that organization there in Chicago ahead of time so that you can be prepared to find them and reach out to them to get the resources that you need to continue on with your loved one's health and, whatever services is needed. I mean, everybody wants to move once in a while. Everybody needs to move. You're outgrowing the house or something, and you're thinking to yourself, well, we're stuck here. No, you're not. It's because you have not reached out to the organizations that can help you, or you don't know to reach out, that you are, steadily staying where you are. Even with home modifications, if you're going to be a resident in state of Michigan or anywhere and you own the home, you can actually find out when are the weatherization programs. Weatherization programs happen twice a year, believe it or not. Okay, so with that being said is, we're going into the cold season. Well, you can call 211 and ask them about the weatherization program. Probably should have did it when it was warm. So if there's funding available, then you would have got the money earlier. But if there's still some money available, you still want to call. So when I say weatherization program, I don't just mean caulking and trimming for windows and doors and plastic. You might get some screens, some screen doors, new thermos. Check out DTE or Consumers Energy and find out from either one of them what type of home repair or home services they provide in the community. Every organization gives something, and we're going to talk about giving in a moment, okay? Because we got to talk about Giving Tuesday. So before we get to that, what I'm trying to get you to understand, ladies and gentlemen, is that I don't care where it is, there's a charitable organization within an organization, a charitable unit. If, by example, you're in the hospital and you come home and you get this enormous hospital bill and you're saying, I can't pay that. You may be low income, moderate income. Do you know that the hospital has a charitable line? No, you didn't. Okay, so what that means is that they're not going to offer it to you. You have to ask for it. So you got the bill collector calling you saying you owe, $40,000 for a hospital stay. Okay, and you don't have that $40,000 and the insurance company didn't cover it, or you didn't have insurance. You can actually ask for a charitable application. And that charitable application is not no one page. That's for sure. So how many pages it is, 5, 6, 7 pages, don't get discouraged. Fill it out. And every quarter, the, payroll and a bunch of other, physicians or whatever, they all meet together and they go through those charitable applications and they tell the story behind the reason that they feel that this one should be paid off, okay? And you just might be that person. Okay, now what if they can't pay off the entire bill, but they pay the majority of the bill? I don't care how you slice that orange. Take care of it. If you got a $40,000 hospital bill and they can pay 30, and you got the other 10, I know you're saying I still don't have 10, but I can make a payment arrangements for 10, but I can't for 40. Okay, so you do want to keep in mind that there are charitable lines available, in every aspect. For whatever organization you're going to, you can ask them, do they have a charitable charitable giving unit? And if they do, what's the procedure? Okay, or you can just outright ask them, I'm in need of something. I just had a call from a close friend of mine who needed a shower chair. The average cost of a shower chair with the back runs you about $49, between 45 and $60. I'll say that. And just so happened, you know me, just ask. We had worked with World Medical Relief a couple of times. We've worked with them on the show. They've been to our Just Ask Health and Fun Fair. And so all those resources that they had or have, I tapped into them and found out that they have that shower chair. And so then I gave the information to the young lady, and now she has a shower chair at $23, okay? Now, I didn't say it had to necessarily be free, but I can tell you I can pay $23 before I can pay $49. So these are the things that we can look for. It could be a hospital bed. It could be a wheelchair. It could be a shower chair, something. And a lot of times when you get materials from the insurance company and the person has passed on, you want to get rid of it. Really? Some stuff you don't get rid of. You'll tuck it away because there's going to be another family member that's going to need it as well. But a lot of people say, I want that out of my house. I prefer to keep quite a few things. Your crutches, your wheelchairs, your walkers, your strollers, your scooters. Some of those things you should really consider keeping. And even if you have to put it in the garage and cover it up with a sheet, I'd rather you do that than, throw it out, toss it out, or if you didn't donate it properly, you say, I should have kept that. Okay, so I had to get that out today, but I wanted to share with you some of the wonderful people that I had a chance to spend my birthday / second annual Health and Fun Fair with. So now you remember this flyer, okay? So that was the second annual Health and Fun Fair. That was the information that we had. So let me go to okay. Who do I want to start off? Well, you know what? It doesn't matter. What I want to do is first show you the registration. Oh, man, people, I was there. That's me, okay? Leaning over the registration, make sure I take care of business. When the doors opened, it was so many people coming in. It was just unreal, and it was phenomenal. It was really phenomenal, and I was just so grateful, so grateful. So from there, this is the one I wanted to start off with. Look at there. Now, this here was our stage, and do you see the lovely balloon design that has Just Ask on it? The balloon designer, decorative, I had to get their name right because these ladies, they laid those balloons out, and I said I was going to make sure that I get their names out there, so I have to go back to it, but the balloon designer was just gorgeous. I mean, it was so many balloons in the building that every area was covered from the bathroom all the way up and downstairs. So you'd be surprised. But this balloon design was my favorite, and I want to thank Deborah Gray for her artistic work, and I'll get that name for you later. But yes, this was that. So then, like I said, this was our registration. Ladies was working hard getting everybody registered timely and moving them down that line when they first walked in. And so with that, I was just grateful to see that happen that way. Now, when you look around, you see people standing in line. See, that's how busy we were. I mean, people wanted to know who was doing what and where could they get the help from. And so they actually took time and spoke to people. Everybody had bags. Oh, my God, there were so many giveaway bags. We had one, too. Just Ask had one. We had so many giveaway bags. It was unreal. I wanted to go to this page in particular about volunteers needed. Foster grandparents. Now, you can't imagine, children needing additional parenting. But, yes, you can. If you're a person that has a heart for caregiving and for, children and stuff, we want you to give that number a call. So if you can't see it, it says if you're interested in giving back to your community, contact our senior support team at 313-338-5492, 313-338-5492, or 313-637-1030, 313-637-1030. So that's foster grandparents, volunteers needed. Become a foster grandparent volunteer to be a positive role model and help a child reach their academic goals. Okay, so, you got time. If you're retired and don't have much, a lot of things to do, you might want to do that. You might want to give some time, okay? So you see it says volunteers earn a tax-free stipend, meals, mileage, and or public transportation reimbursement. So they're letting you know you're going to get some benefits out of this by helping a child. as well as, you get paid back your gas, or, you have lunch money, stuff like that. So it's some benefits included. Okay, so volunteers must commit to at least 5 hours a week and live in either Wayne County or St. Clair Shore. Okay, so I would highly recommend the MCHS program, that you consider calling them or contacting us to ask more about them. And they were at the event. Okay, so that was these people right here. Okay, that was these nice people right here. So, is that them? Okay, if it's not, I'll find them. But yep, so they were there. Now, one of my highlights was these ladies and gentlemen right here. Oh my goodness! If you a free chair massage. How often do you get a free chair massage? All right, so we have people were just in line to get a massage. I missed my massage this year. I was running around. So I want to thank Dorsey College, their representative was there, Michelle, and that's Michelle to your far right. No, left. And so she always comes through with 8 of her students. 8 students. We had 8 chairs set up for massages, and we plan to do that, continue to do that every year that we're going to do this event, so that those of you who need your back cracked for a few minutes, why not join us to make sure you're feeling better that day. Next year, I'm going to make sure I get mine, okay? I'm not going to miss it again. Okay, okay. So, we had people taking their blood pressure. Okay, there was Wayne. Who was it? Wayne Medical Mobile Unit. They were there. They were outside. So I think I do have a picture of them. But we had so many different wonderful vendors coming through to make sure that you had a chance to see how you were feeling or get some information about housing. Fair Housing was there, State of Michigan was there. So it's so different, so many varieties of services that I was just totally taken. And to tell you the truth, ladies and gentlemen, we had 42 vendors. 42. You hear me? 42. Okay. And on the fun side, there was face painting. Okay. There was face painting. So, okay, look at the tiger lady. All right. So there was face painting. So we had free food, face painting, things of that nature, so you could feel good about, being there. It was a relaxed atmosphere, and oh, thank you, God, the weather was beautiful. The weather was beautiful. We even had the doors open, all the garage doors open. And, another thing, too, let's take the time out to the Coalition for Health Oral County Wayne. Okay, now Wayne County Oral Health Coalition. I'm sorry, Wayne County Oral Health Coalition. Valencia Perry and her group. This group of ladies and gentlemen, I mean, they talked about dental care. Really, you wouldn't want no candy when they get through. Okay, you see the pop up there, the Gatorade and all those things. Those things would tell you. They were telling you how much sugar is in each one of them and how it affects your teeth and your gums. And they gave away toothbrushes, toothpaste, oral hygiene kits, dental dam. They had so much stuff at that table, and I missed all that. Okay, I didn't get a chance to walk around and collect, but that's okay. That's okay. You get a chance to. So, and those who are interested in getting their teeth clean or need to venture into getting some dental care, once again, you can give us a call, and we can help direct you to that organization so that you can find out where you can get your teeth clean for little or nothing, or some, dental care. And I know you're saying, well, I tried, but you know what? Put in for your information, whether it's Wayne State, Wayne County, Marygrove, all the dental schools, put in for them, and whatever one call you first, that's where you go. Take your time. Just go somewhere. All right. So with that being said, another group, this group right here, this is Kathy Griswold. Well, let me go back. Before I show you Kathy Griswold, who's steam cleaning a wheelchair, this was their company, Mobility City. Mobility City was one of our sponsors who came out and offered the opportunity to steam clean clients' wheelchairs. And so with that, that's where this picture comes in that Kathy Griswold, she was one of the persons, as a matter of fact, she's one of the owners of Mobility City that does caring for wheelchairs. And not just wheelchairs, it's wheelchairs and scooters. So, tightening of the brakes, screws on seats or back upholstery, we replace any worn, broken, and missing screws, rubber or plastic parts, sanitize the wheelchair, service walkers, tightening or adjustments, replace glides and tips. I mean, I was so impressed with them that, I was glad to see them come on board. And the reason I say that is because we never think about what services a wheelchair person needs. We know that that person's in that chair more than 8 hours a day. Or when they go to bed, their chair is there. It needs to be clean. It may be soiled. It may have food, whatever. You never think about that. So Mobility City, and I have their information right here, was one of our sponsors, and I'm very grateful to them. So look for a show coming real soon about Mobility City. I really was. I shouldn't say impressed, but I was. Okay, I was glad to meet them. Okay, and get to know them. So with that, just that alone was just phenomenal. It was just phenomenal. I'm trying to see, did I leave any photos off, because I was just in total awe about the whole day, the whole event. And I wanted to share this with you because next year, in 2023, I want you there. Okay? The bigger, the better, the more. And it's going to continue to be at the Easter Market, shed number 5, okay? And we will continue to have it in October. I believe it's going to be the first Thursday in October. It's always going to be on the Thursday, okay, in October in the daytime. Like 10 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. To give you enough time to get up, get in, come in, have lunch with us, browse through, collect some gifts, stuff like that. So that kind of stuff excites me, for me to tell you to come join us next year in 2023 about the Just Ask third Health and Fun Fair event, okay? Got that name down to a pack. Now, let me say this. So before I go into too many details about Giving Tuesday, some of our wonderful sponsors and supporters: Warriors on Wheels, NAMI, National Alliance on Mental Illness, Wayne Medical Mobile Unit, Spectrum Legal Services, Disability Network of Wayne County, United Spinal Association, Oak Street Health, Humana, Molina. These people in general, they came to our aid to say that we want to be a part of the Just Ask second annual Health and Fun Fair event, because they believe in what we do, and we are appreciative to them. So I want to thank each and every one. And if I missed somebody, it wasn't intentional, but they just all stood out. And like I said, Bridging Community was our key sponsor, co-sponsor. So that alone just lets me know that there's a lot of people who have a great understanding of what the needs are for our elderly and disabled population. All right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it says, what is it? November 29th. Tuesday, November 29th is Giving Tuesday. And what does that mean? Giving Tuesday on November 29th of this year, of 2022, means that you want to give to your favorite organization, or organization that you believe in that's doing a wonderful job. Most of us are nonprofit 501c3, and Just Ask is just that. So at the point that you would like to consider us, we will be honored, and I in particular would be honored. I have taken on this task to make sure that you become knowledgeable in everyday life needs, because I believe that's what we're supposed to do. As a retired social worker, I believe that was my calling in the first place, to make sure that I give in the capacity for understanding and resources. So we will be honored on November 29th, Tuesday of this year, 2022, that you consider allowing us to be a part of your giving network, that you would like to donate or give to the Just Ask Foundation. And if you have questions, you can call us 1-800-323-5336. Now, excuse me, a lot of organizations give to the same ones over and over because that's all you know. But we're like the small guys. We're not brand new, but we've been around a long time. So we'd like for you to consider us as well, because we know that you will give to our heavy hitter partners that we always hear about. And I don't have to call any names out, but consider some of us who you may just come across and say, I didn't know that. And yes, we are a 501c3, and we look forward to any support that we can get to continue, that I can bring you this resourceful information and make it grow. So your show ideas, your belief in what we do, and the things that you feel like, the society should know about, we want to get that out to them and share that amongst the people so that you don't feel alone. You don't feel like it's a secret and nobody knows but you. That's not true. Okay, so every condition on this earth, someone has been touched by, and someone else has come along and created a resource to help in that capacity so that you don't have to suffer in silence, and that your family members don't have to exhaust every penny of their income and your income to help in the resources or survival of that person. And so, whether it's a legal service that you need, or if it's a medical service that you're inquiring about, or durable medical equipment, just ask. Okay, so that's what I'm here for. So for my last 2 minutes or so, like I said, thank you all for attending, and those who didn't attend, I look forward to you in 2023. Okay, do tune in to us on PBS Channel 56. Catch us on Comcast Detroit, Comcast Southfield, Birmingham Bloomfield, Troy. Wow, you can tune in. If you don't know where we are, you can always just give us a call, 1-800-323-5336, and we'll give you the listing of where to catch us. And definitely Facebook Live, okay? So can't miss Facebook Live. So we're back in the studio. Studio is open. 1 week you might see us here on Podcast Live. Next time you might see me in the studio doing something. So everything, we're trying to bring it back up 110% for you. All right? Well, what time is it? Is it my time? I don't like to be rushed, so I always have to look and make sure. Oh, I got a few more minutes, okay. And that's a good thing. So, and then I want to start taking your questions. So when you start to call the 800 number, if you're okay with it, we will actually read your question on air now. And we don't have to give out your name, but we'll read your question on air and let the people know, the audience know what the response was, okay? And then hopefully we can arrange it where we have an open line so you can call in too, okay? And I'll answer questions online as well. And anytime I can't answer something, I'm not the embarrassing type. I'll just tell you, we're going to call you back on that, okay? That means we're going to do a little research and make sure we get the right answer for you. So don't ever feel like, you say something and I'm like, oops, nope, I just tell you we're going to call you back and get the answer for you. And we will. Once we get the answer and we call you back, then we'll come back on the air and give the audience the answer to that question as well. All right. Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I'm your host, Marsha Florence, for Just Ask. And what do I always say? If you know a person with a disability, or if you just have a general question, don't be afraid to ask. Just ask. I'm your host. See you next time.